In the heart of ancient Babylon, even the mighty king faced a troubling truth. His people were growing poor while the city's wealth lay in the hands of a few. So he called upon Akkad, the wisest and richest man in Babylon, to share his secrets. What followed became legend. 7 timeless cures for an empty purse, 7 simple laws that still hold the power to turn any life from scarcity to abundance. In the heart of ancient Babylon, even the mighty king faced a troubling truth. His people were growing poor while the city's wealth lay in the hands of a few. The first cure: start thy purse to fattening. As the citizens of Babylon gathered beneath the temple's golden dome, a hush fell over the crowd. Men and women of every trade, from merchants to laborers, leaned forward with eager anticipation. They had come to hear Akkad, the richest man in Babylon, reveal the secrets that had turned a humble scribe into a master of wealth. Akkad stepped forward, his calm eyes sweeping the hall. "Friends of Babylon," he began, "many men toil their whole lives, yet they never grow rich. They earn, they spend, and their purses remain empty. But there is a cure, a first and simple law that begins every journey to wealth. Start thy purse to fattening." The crowd murmured, unsure what he meant. Akkad smiled. "It is simple, yet few practice it. Save at least 1/10 of all you earn. No matter how little, set it aside. This is the seed from which all wealth grows." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Many of you work from sunrise to sunset and wonder why your money never multiplies. You spend it as quickly as you earn it, thinking it will return. But it does not. Only what is saved can grow. Only what is kept can serve you in the future." Akkad's voice grew more earnest. "Consider this. A farmer plants seeds in the spring. He does not eat them all at once. He saves a portion, plants them in the soil, and waits. From a handful of seeds, a harvest may grow that feeds his family for many months. So it is with gold. 1/10 saved becomes the root of your fortune." He walked slowly among the crowd, as if speaking directly to each listener. "Do not be discouraged by small beginnings. A single copper saved may seem insignificant, yet it is the first stone in the foundation of your wealth. Do not wait for abundance to start saving. Start saving, and abundance will come." A young scribe in the front raised his hand. "But Akkad," he asked, "if we save, what if misfortune strikes? What if our savings are lost?" Akkad nodded gravely. "That is why the law is only the beginning. Saving alone does not create wealth, but it gives you the power to act wisely. A fattened purse is both shield and tool. With it, you can seize opportunity, withstand hardship, and make your gold work for you." He continued, "Think of your savings as a servant. The richer the purse, the greater the servant's strength. A purse that is never filled has no power, but even a small amount, faithfully saved, begins to serve. It grows in your hands, multiplies in your care, and eventually it becomes more than you ever imagined." Akkad leaned closer to the crowd, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. "Remember this, friends. The journey to wealth begins not with bold ventures or grand schemes. It begins with a simple act, setting aside a portion of all you earn. Discipline in this first step opens the door to every other cure. Without it, no man can build lasting prosperity." He straightened, letting the message echo through the hall. "So I ask you, will you start your purse to fattening today? 1/10 of your earnings, no matter how small. Let it be yours, untouched, growing quietly as you live your life. Begin now and watch how even modest savings bring opportunity, security, and freedom." The hall fell silent, and Akkad allowed a moment for the lesson to settle. Then he spoke softly, almost to himself, yet for all to hear. "Every great fortune begins with a single coin saved. Every man who dreams of wealth must first honor the simple truth that the purse must be fattened before it can ever feed you." As the crowd absorbed his words, the seeds of change were planted. Some whispered among themselves, inspired. Others nodded quietly, resolved to take their first small step. And in the heart of Babylon, beneath the golden light of the temple, The first law of wealth began to take root in the minds of men who would one day transform their lives. Arkad stepped back, letting the vision of disciplined savings linger. The first cure for a lean purse was simple, yet powerful. Save, fatten your purse, and from this humble beginning, the path to prosperity unfolds. Control thy expenditures. Arkad looked across the crowded hall of Babylon, eyes resting on the merchants, laborers, and scribes who hung on his every word. The first cure, to save a portion of one's earnings, had been simple to explain, but now he faced a deeper challenge, teaching men to govern their desires. Friends, he began, saving your gold is only the first step. Many men fatten their purses, only to see them emptied again by careless spending. It is not how much you earn, but how much you keep that determines your wealth. This brings us to the second cure. Control thy expenditures. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Some seemed puzzled. Arkad smiled gently. Do not confuse wants with needs, he said. A man may desire fine robes, fragrant oils, and lavish feasts. But such desires are endless, and if pursued without thought, they will devour your earnings as a lion devours its prey. He paused, letting the thought sink in. The wise man distinguishes between what is necessary and what is superfluous. He learns to live within his means, to enjoy life without surrendering his purse to every fleeting whim. Arkad's voice softened, as if speaking directly to each listener. Consider this. A baker who earns 10 coins a month may dream of a golden robe. If he spends 9 coins on it, what remains to save or invest? But if he spends wisely, fulfilling his true needs and desires with moderation, he preserves the foundation for his wealth. The purse that is emptied by want cannot grow. He gestured toward a young merchant near the front. Tell me, friend, how do you manage your earnings? The merchant hesitated. I spend as I wish, master. Some months I save, others I do not. Arkad nodded. And so your wealth is like a river that cannot find its way, sometimes flowing, sometimes drying up. A wise man tames his river, directing it to where it will nourish him, rather than letting it vanish in sand. He continued, to control expenditures, first know your true needs. List them if you must. Food, shelter, clothing, and tools of your trade. These are necessary. All else is desire. Learn to satisfy your desires within reason, without letting them overtake your purse. Arkad's eyes shone with intensity. Many men fail not because they earn little, but because they spend too much. They chase luxuries they cannot afford, hoping to appear wealthy to friends and neighbors. But true wealth is not measured by what you display, but by what you keep. The prudent man spends only on what he needs and reserves the rest for growth. He leaned forward, lowering his voice. Remember this, wealth is like a tree. If you overharvest its fruit, the tree weakens. But if you gather only what is wise, the tree flourishes year after year. Your earnings are the seeds, your expenditures the soil. Tend them carefully and your fortune will grow strong and enduring. A scribe in the crowd spoke hesitantly. But master, how do we resist the temptations that surround us every day? Arkad smiled knowingly. Discipline grows like a muscle. Begin small. Practice moderation in your daily life. Avoid the illusion that spending what you earn makes you happy. True satisfaction comes from control, from knowing your purse is growing, from the power that savings bring. Each coin preserved strengthens not just your wealth, but your character. He straightened, letting the words echo through the hall. So remember, friends, fatten your purse and then control it. Know your needs, limit your wants, and spend with wisdom. Wealth is not a gift from fortune, it is the reward of self-mastery. Those who govern their expenditures shall find their savings multiply and their opportunities expand. Those who do not remain forever at the mercy of desire. The crowd remained silent, the lessons sinking deep into their minds. Many scribes and merchants whispered to one another, realizing that the secret to growing rich was not in labor alone, but in restraint. Arkad's words painted a vision of financial discipline, a path that, if followed, promised not only gold, but freedom from the endless cycle of earning and spending. And so, in the heart of Babylon, beneath the glow of torches and the hum of the city beyond, the second cure for a lean purse took root. To control thy expenditures and master the desires that threaten to empty the purse of even the wisest man, make thy gold multiply. As the people of Babylon listened to Arkad, a hush fell across the temple. The first two cure, saving and controlling expenditures, were understood by most, yet the third law carried a deeper challenge. It was a law not only of discipline, but of strategy, foresight, and courage. Arkad spoke with a measured voice. Friends, the first cure allows the purse to grow, and the second ensures it is not emptied. But wealth cannot remain stagnant, for gold is a servant, not a treasure to lie idle. This brings us to the third cure. Make thy gold multiply. He walked slowly among the crowd, letting the weight of his words settle. Gold that sleeps in a purse does no work. It earns nothing. It brings no security beyond the comfort of its mere presence. But gold that is set to work, lent wisely, invested carefully, placed in ventures that are both safe and profitable, grows, reproduces, and returns a reward far greater than its original sum. A young merchant raised his hand. Master Arkad, how can a coin be made to multiply without risk? Arkad smiled. Ah, that is the question of every man who wishes to prosper. There is no wealth without effort, no growth without wisdom. You must seek opportunities where your principle is protected and where knowledge and skill guide the investment. Consult those who have succeeded before you. Study the trade. Do not trust your coin to fools or to chance. He paused, letting the idea sink in. I learned this lesson early in my life, he said softly. When I first saved, I felt proud, yet my gold remained small. I gave it to ventures I did not understand, trusting my hopes rather than skill. It was lost. But from failure comes wisdom, and from wisdom comes strategy. Now my gold works for me, building wealth steadily, quietly, and faithfully. Arkad's voice grew more animated. Imagine a farmer with a small field. If he plants only one seed and leaves it untended, it may wither. But if he plants carefully, waters, and protects it, it grows into many. So it is with gold. Invest it wisely, and it multiplies. Guard it carefully, and it grows faster than labor alone can provide. This is the power of the third cure. He stepped closer to a group of scribes. Consider this. A coin lent to a skilled craftsman, returned with interest, becomes more than it was. A wise investment in a trade that produces goods, services, or food ensures that your gold does not remain stagnant. The purse grows, and with it, opportunity. Each coin preserved can earn another and another until your small beginnings become a fortune. A laborer in the back whispered, But Arkad, what if we fear loss? Then you must learn prudence, Arkad replied. Wealth is never without caution. Never entrust gold to schemes you do not understand. Seek the advice of those with proven skill. Diversify your endeavors. Place your gold where it can work without risking your principal. Then it will multiply steadily, reliably, and without fear. Arkad's voice softened, almost like a prayer to the listeners' hearts. Remember, the gold that multiplies is not the coin that sits idle. Let your savings serve you. Let them labor. Let them become the faithful servants of your future. And in time, your small purse will grow fat, and your wealth will bring you freedom, opportunity, and peace of mind. The crowd absorbed every word, understanding for the first time that money could be more than currency. It could be a tool, a servant, a builder of dreams. The third cure was no longer abstract. It was a vision of power and security within reach of those willing to act wisely. And so, in the city of Babylon, as lamps flickered and shadows stretched across the walls, the third cure for a lean purse took hold: to make thy gold multiply, to put it to work, and to watch it grow beyond what the eye alone can see. Ensure a future income and increase thy ability to earn. As the people of Babylon leaned forward, eager for the final lessons from Akkad, he spoke with the calm authority of a man who had seen both poverty and prosperity. The first 5 cures had taught them to save, spend wisely, multiply their gold, guard it carefully, and invest in their homes. But 2 truths remained, truths that would secure wealth not just for today, but for all the years to come. Friends, Arkad began, the 6th cure is this: insure a future income. Many men labor their whole lives and leave nothing for old age or for their families. Wealth that vanishes with youth brings worry and regret. A wise man plans ahead. He ensures that when his strength fades, his family is protected and his life remains secure. He paused, letting the words sink in. This may take many forms. Invest in ventures that bring steady returns. Provide for your household. Set aside resources for emergencies. The man who neglects tomorrow will find that even a fattened purse cannot save him from hardship. Arkad's gaze softened as he continued. I once knew a man who earned well, but spent carelessly. He thought only of today, wine, feasts, and fine clothing. When sickness struck and youth waned, he had nothing left. His family suffered, and his heart grew heavy with regret. Do not follow his path. Insure your future. Let prudence and foresight guide every coin you save. A young scribe asked, Master Arkad, how much should one set aside for the future? Enough to provide security, Arkad replied. Begin small, but begin today. Even a portion of your fattened purse, wisely invested or preserved, will grow into a shield against misfortune. Wealth that safeguards life and family is the true reward of discipline. He then shifted, his voice lifting with enthusiasm. The 7th cure is equally vital. Increase thy ability to earn. Never stop learning. Never cease to improve your skills and wisdom. The more knowledge and ability you possess, the greater your opportunities for wealth. Labor alone cannot guarantee riches, but skill, judgment, and ingenuity can. Arkad's eyes swept the hall. A craftsman who perfects his art earns more than one who works blindly. A merchant who studies trade surpasses those who gamble with luck. The wise man invests not only his gold, but himself. Knowledge, experience, and skill are treasures that no thief can take and no misfortune can destroy. He continued, this is why education, practice, and self-improvement are as essential to wealth as saving or investment. Each skill you acquire, each lesson you learn, multiplies your ability to earn and your potential to prosper. Your mind is a gold mine. Cultivate it and your purse will follow. Arkad's voice softened, carrying the weight of finality. Remember, the 7 cures are not separate acts, but a path. Save diligently, spend wisely, multiply your gold, guard it carefully, invest in your home, insure your future, improve your abilities. Each cure builds upon the last. Follow them faithfully, and poverty cannot touch you. He looked across the hall, seeing the eager faces of men and women ready to change their lives. The laws of wealth are simple, yet they demand discipline. Wealth comes not to the idle or the impulsive, but to those who act with knowledge, care, and foresight. Obey these cures, and you will find not just riches, but freedom, the freedom to live your life without fear or want. Finally, Arkad's voice grew gentle, almost reverent. Take these lessons, apply them with patience and courage. Let your purse grow, let your gold work for you, protect it, and ensure it serves you in all seasons. And remember, the greatest treasure is not gold alone, but the wisdom that guides it. As the citizens of Babylon left the temple that day, their hearts were filled with hope. The 7 cures were no longer abstract ideas, but a clear path to prosperity. In the heart of the city, beneath the golden sun and the watchful eyes of the gods, men and women began to build not just wealth, but lives of purpose and security. Guard thy treasures from loss. As Arkad continued, his voice carried the weight of experience, the tone of a man who had seen both fortune and failure. The crowd of Babylonian citizens listened intently, understanding that wealth was not only about earning, saving, or multiplying gold. It was about protection, a truth many learned only after their treasures had vanished. Friends, Arkad began, the first three cures give your purse a foundation, allow it to grow, and make it work for you. But even the strongest foundation can crumble if you do not guard it. This brings us to the fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. He let his gaze wander slowly over the hall. Gold, like a faithful servant, must be treated with care. Entrust it to the unwise or reckless, and it will vanish like smoke. Invest without knowledge, and misfortune will strike. Men have lost fortunes not in storms or raids, but through folly, haste, and greed. Arkad's voice became firm, almost stern. Do not give your gold to ventures you do not understand. Do not trust it to men who cannot safeguard it. Learn the art of prudence. Study those who have succeeded. Ask questions. Investigate. And when you invest, do so where your principal is safe and where the reward is reasonable and reliable. He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. I have seen merchants lose thousands in a single night, trusting strangers with promises of easy profit. I have seen laborers squander years of saving because they were blinded by excitement. Beware the glitter of quick returns. It is often a trap. Your purse must never be left unguarded. Arkad stepped closer to the crowd, his voice softening. Imagine a tree laden with fruit. If left unprotected, thieves will steal the harvest. If cared for, it will provide food and wealth for many seasons. Your gold is no different. Guard it as you would a precious treasure. Protect it with wisdom, foresight, and discipline. Only then will it grow safely and faithfully. A young merchant spoke from the back. Master Arkad, how can we know which investments are safe? Arkad smiled knowingly. Seek counsel from those experienced in their trades. Observe their results. Trust only men who have demonstrated skill and honesty. And never risk your principal in speculation. Gold entrusted to chance is like water in a sieve. It will vanish no matter how full your purse may have seemed. He leaned forward, letting the lesson settle into the listeners' hearts. Guarding your treasures does not mean hiding your gold or fearing all opportunity. It means discernment. It means understanding that risk and reward must be balanced. It means patience, diligence, and care. A man who guards his gold ensures that every coin he earns continues to work for him, rather than slipping away in folly. Arkad straightened, his eyes bright. Remember this, friends. Fortune is earned slowly, preserved carefully, and multiplied prudently. The man who does not protect his wealth will see it vanish, no matter how disciplined he may be in earning or saving. Guard it, and it will serve you for a lifetime. He stepped back, letting silence fill the hall. The people of Babylon were quiet, each one reflecting on their own purse, their own discipline, and the temptations that had tested them. They understood that wealth was more than coins. It was judgment, foresight, and vigilance. And so, beneath the torches that lit the grand hall, the fourth cure for a lean purse took root. To guard thy treasures from loss, ensuring that what you have earned, saved, and multiplied remains secure. Only then can your gold serve as a faithful companion on the path to enduring prosperity. And so, the people of Babylon learned the 7 timeless cures for a lean purse: how to save, spend wisely, multiply and protect their gold, invest in their future, and grow their skills. But wealth, while guided by wisdom, is also touched by fortune. And as Arkad would soon show, sometimes the gods themselves have a hand in the prosperity of men. In the next chapter, we meet the mysterious goddess of good luck and discover how opportunity and wisdom walk hand in hand.